Hey, sports fans, Rich Herrera from 97.3 The Fan here at the Farmers Insurance Open. There's 18 holes of golf on both courses, but there's one special hole. It's the 13th hole. It's the only place on the golf course that doesn't have a pin marker with the Farmers Insurance Open. Instead, it has the American flag. Why? Because it's next to the Patriots Outpost presented by the Harbaugh Foundation. It's a corporate hospitality suite that's open to the military, active and retired. We wanted to share the story of what the Harbaugh Foundation has done to help our veterans and to show their appreciation. We're going to take a walk inside the Harbaugh Foundation tent here at the Farmers Insurance Open. We're going to talk with Joe from the Harbaugh Foundation. They made it possible that our active military can enjoy the golf tournament in a great fashion. They do so much to protect us, keep our way of life safe and secure. So this is fantastic that you have this tent, this hospitality tent for all of our men and women in uniform and our veterans.
Yeah, what a great privilege we have in serving our active military here in San Diego. It's a big military town. We've been doing this 5 years, and it's a great pleasure, a great privilege for us to host the Patriots Outpost here at the Farmers Open, and we're just happy to serve our freedom fighters.
Tell us about the Harbaugh Foundation. They make all of this possible.
Yes, George and Betty Harbaugh were native San Diegans. He was a longtime client of mine. He was an Air Force veteran. They were passionate about our military, passionate about San Diego. And when they passed away, they made me the director of their charitable foundation. And they were also avid golfers. So what better way to celebrate their legacy than to open up the Harbaugh Patriots Outpost here at the golf tournament. So okay, we're really happy to do it.
So the first time you get a private from the Army or you get a sailor walk in for the very first time, this is a little intimidating for me to walk in. If you're an 18-year-old kid who's serving over at Coronado or up in the Marine base, if you're over at Miramar and you walk in, I mean, this is first class. What's the reaction when you get folks coming in for the very first time?
That's a great question. And they're a little bit overwhelmed, but we point them in the direction of the food. And a young 18, 20-year-old that's served in the military, that's where they want to start. And then we point them to the golf. We have a fabulous location right on the 13th green here. They get to observe the golf throughout the day, top golfers in the world. And we serve them refreshments and just take care of them. We've got great volunteers here that are serving all 4 days of the tournament, and believe me, our military are very well provided for here.
So I've got folks from Coronado, Miramar, I've got folks from Camp Pendleton, I've got Marines, I've got airmen, I got sailors. I have all the branches covered here in this amazing, amazing tent, this hospitality suite. Would you mind? Would you give us a tour, show us everything?
Absolutely.
All right, so let's take a look over here as we're kind of walking through. You could see everything going on. They've got beverage stations, and you said you feed them, right?
We feed them. We take care of them. We've got coffee and cookies. We're already up to, I believe, 480 guests today, and we're only at about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So over the course of this weekend, we're probably going to serve close to 3,000 of our military here.
Let's keep going over here. So they've got coffee, which I guess if you wake up that more early for reveille, you probably want that as well, right?
Absolutely. We have coffee in the early mornings for those that are out here early following the golfers. If you look up here, we have our framed flags that were from former champions here, John Rahm, Jason Day, and some of our other champions over the last few years. We take our veterans down here and we feed them. We have a great lunch line here and a bar set up over in the corner where they can enjoy some refreshments.
Look back over this way. All right, we'll let Braden go back over this way. We're going to show, listen, you put on a first-class spread for these guys.
You bet. You bet. And they're hearty eaters, let me tell you. They enjoy it.
Absolutely. After working all day at Camp Pendleton or over at Miramar or Coronado, they probably want a great meal. Also have a bar set up over here so they get something to drink. I'd love to meet some folks from the Harbaugh Foundation and find out a little bit more. Maybe hear some of the stories from folks. Oh, look, they're waving at us over there.
Let me bring in Parker.
Okay, let's get Parker to come on over. Parker is a Navy SEAL, so it's a pleasure to meet you, sir. I appreciate you talking with us. Talk to us about what something like this means when you come to the golf tournament. You guys put on the line every day. To be appreciated like this in San Diego, the home of buds, this has got to be something special.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm really grateful. What this means to us is that Americans definitely care about what we're doing, and Joe Balla and his wife Pam have been super gracious with giving us this opportunity to see the amazing golf tournament here today.
So I mean, you look back over here as we're walking through. Let's come back over this way. I mean, you talk about the foundation, but just for someone in the military, I know there's lots of people that want to show their appreciation, but to have something as spectacular, this has to mean something to somebody, whether they're accomplished SEAL or they're a private first class just getting started.
Yeah, it's heartwarming to say the least. It takes you back and makes you feel like, everything's worth it for sure.
Hey, let's talk about your involvement with the foundation, because I know you are not only protecting our nation, but you're giving back as well, working with pediatric cancer patients.
Yes, sir. So in my transition, I found a organization known as One Summit, and it's a bunch of former SEALs that helped children with pediatric cancer. So in my transition, I decided that I would run the Boston Marathon this year, although I'm not much of a runner, and raise some money to help these children out. So it's found at crowdrise.com/Parker Cornell. You can donate and watch me do my best in cami pants and boots.
Okay, wait a second. You're a Navy SEAL. You've been through buds at Coronado.
Yes.
You're a member of the teams. Running a Boston Marathon, I mean, is that something that is going to be a big challenge for you? I mean, look at you. You're beyond anything the rest of us are.
Well, I'm going to do a lot of push-ups to get ready for it, but I'm not much of a runner anymore, but it'll be fine. I'm not too worried about running it, just not looking like not coming in last place.
Hey, when you get a chance to meet active duty sailors or airmen, soldiers, and you guys get to stand here amongst your peers, amongst those that wear the uniform, how special is it that you guys get to share this camaraderie here at the Patriots Outpost?
It's incredible. It means the world to us, and great Americans like Joe and Pam, his wife, just make all this possible and make you feel like you're really appreciated for what you do. So,
well, we appreciate you coming on. Tell us, best of luck running the Boston Marathon. I think you'll probably set the record. You might win the thing. And we thank you for your service, and thank you for sharing a couple moments with us here at the Patriots Outpost. And again, thanks to the Harbaugh Foundation. But I do have to ask you one last question.
Yes,
and if we could walk over this way, I got to see the view of this hole over here, because I told everybody this is the only hole at the golf course that doesn't have a Farmers Insurance Open T logo on it. It's got the American flag. I mean, when you see that, you see the sailor out there. I think it's a chief out there today that's tending the pin. How cool is that?
It's insane. It means that America is proud to be an American.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us. Thanks to the Harbaugh Foundation for putting on the Patriots Outpost, and thank you for your service.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you. Hi, I'm Rich Herrera for 97.3 The Fan at the Farmers Insurance Open.